the second ban as well.
And the bans against them have usually been targeted at westdoor. The Zed, Fizz still up, TF still up.
Yeah,
and
so he will get one of them.
Yeah,
We'll get one of the comfort picks. Question is he gonna first pick it? Because Samson White might take it, or else... What? Both open, actually. Fizz and Twisted Fate here, so they don't have to first pick anything just yet.
The thing is, since Samson White are red side, they have the guaranteed counter pick if they want. So whatever westdoor decides to go with, Pawn can always save his pick to the last and counter.
And if it's gonna be like a TF pick, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Talon coming in from Pawn in the mid lane, and it's gonna make it so hard for westdoor pretty much no matter what he picks. And obviously now you've just given one of the most aggressive bot lanes to Samson White.
And they've left, for example, Rengar open here, who, you know, you take away that Lucian as your first pick, you leave open the most played champion of Dandy, and let's be honest, he is a terrifying Rengar as well.
Yeah.
We'll see if they go that route here. All we know, Lucian Thresh for them, and now over onto AHQ side, that Lucian first picked.
And I would love to see Rengar from Dandy, because we have seen Insec play Rengar. He's been the most successful. Everyone else has been like a level under Insec in terms of the Rengar play. I want to see Dandy pull it out here, and I want to see him play it in the playoffs as well, because he is so scary on this champion.
Right, and you know how Insec, he has this way of making his first level 6 ganks work. Dandy, he sets up amazing counter ganks with Rengar. He ganks through the lane more than I've seen from any other jungler. He always gets his lane partners to first clear it out, and then he sneaks into those side bushes. Perfect for Rengar for counter ganking.
So for AHQ then, they pick up Ryze for the top lane. The interesting one actually is Jinx, which throughout the regular GPL season and playoffs was played 12 times by GarnetDevil, and he won all 12 of those games. He's his big champion.
Plus, it's a champion that works very well in lane swaps, so that could, that could be a signal here.
If they want to do like a fast push comp here, Jinx is one of the best AD carries, scales well into late game as well, and it's a comfort pick, which is probably the most important thing. Same goes for the Lee Sin.
And if they did want to fast push some turrets, then Janna would be a good complementary support for them to pick up. Thought they were going to keep that Talon, but even if they don't have the Talon, Janna's still good.
So Leona again. Leona in a lane stop is just fine. You can dive on to the enemy top laner if he's actually there, but what we see normally is that people are going to run around in the jungle with the top lane and jungler anyway, and only actually teleport to the top lane if he knows there's a one-on-one with the AD carry, and therefore Leona won't be there to dive. So a Janna pickup could really work for this fast push and for the siege they can do. Also with a Twisted Fate here, it should be a Janna pick for GreenTea, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you talked about early picking TF. He's very vulnerable to assassins.
It's going to be a Talon here.
He's so vulnerable to assassins. They've got to have some plan here to get him through that early game.
And of course, Twisted Fate is westdoor's big famous champion. You might have realized by the way the crowd reacted to that one when it's hovered over on, and then even louder when it's locked in. There's a Blitzcrank for GreenTea as well. And of course, he's already been, he likes those champions with the hooks. He's played a game on Thresh. He's had now a third game here on Blitzcrank.
Last time we saw the Twisted Fate and Blitzcrank combo from them, they were able to get, that's where they got most of their kills.
When they were in the lane.
It was under turrets, but
under turrets,
that's
right.
where they at least did get some of the kills
but
out.
The funny part is, he didn't actually play it in the GPL. Clearly, he likes to play like these champions where he can make the big plays. But if you actually want to try and play your combo correct against a team like Samson White, and you don't want to just go straight for this snowball support-ish, we have to just fight, get some kills, the Janna pick would have been perfect with Jinx. Get a lane swap going, and you can just start fast pushing down towers. Twisted Fate as well. Get your Lich Bane, and suddenly you destroy towers. Seems though AHQ wants to stick to their let's fight all the time mentality.
Resets, baby. There are resets everywhere here for Samson White. These will be exciting team fights. All right, let's see. The first person that they kill, let's talk about this Katarina, because we haven't seen Katarina in competitive play.
Blitzcrank is great against Katarina. You have
That's true.
3 interrupts to the ulti here, but you still have to get in a situation where you can actually stop the ulti. And obviously Samson White, I mean, they have a great combo to just skirmish, fight all the time. They know AHQ wants to play the game where we constantly have these small fights going on. It's gonna be a game where after 20 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if we had like 25 kills.
We actually saw a Katarina in promotion, if I remember rightly. I can't
Katarina top lane,
remember exactly which game it was, but
teammate.
I mean, we're talking about
America,
World Championship Katarina pick here, so it's going to be really interesting.
Just for the audience, though, the guy who played Katarina top, his name is Kayle Trolls.
Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, and I don't know, Katarina against this team, how's it going to work for them?
Well, it's going to work the way. You're going to fight. You're going to get kills and resets.
It's either kills or resets, or you're just going to be dead going into those
Again,
ones.
Blitzcrank can stop your ulti, so there's room for outplay.
Well, as we begin this match, head over to Twitter once again and let us know who you think's going to win. Tweet hashtag AHQ win or SSW win to @LOL Esports, and we'll add up your votes shortly. Very interested to see how Pawn comes into this one playing Katarina.
While Blitzcrank, yes, does have multiple things to deal with Katarina, look at everybody else on their team. They look like juicy targets. Twisted Fate, Jinx, and Ryze early on the game. These are all very, very squishy, juicy targets for a KhaZix Katarina team, who, by the way, have that top lane Kayle. They have the immunity to go in with the Kayle ultimate, so they can jump in without fear, pretty much.
Yeah, let's just agree. Samson White, they have a great team to go for the fight. AHQ going for level 1 once again here. You have the TF stun. Prydz, it's fine. You can face take early here.
Rune Prison first.
Oh, they got a flash too. Expecting the Blitzcrank hook. Well, all the stun from
the fancy are definitely behind AHQ there. The flash coming out from Mata at the early stages. A win for AHQ, at least at this point of the game.
Well, it's a win for the bottom lane, but man, does starting Rune Prison hurt your lane phase as Ryze. This will be difficult for him now. He cannot harass early. He started with a mana crystal. The whole point of that is Q spams.
If they want a lane swap anyway, we're gonna have Prydz running in the jungle with Nas, and then it shouldn't hurt him too much. Once again, they're just roaming around. This unit, finally GreenTea is in the front, looking for some big plays.
I love this is my favorite skin too, by the way.
Definitely not Blitzcrank.
The maximum swag Blitzcrank with the giant hands. It makes you feel like it increases the hitbox for his grab, though it does not.
And then you miss.
AHQ here have walked over multiple wards from Samson White. And again,
pings down.
Samson White actually walking away from this one. I had a horrible flashback to a certain other game where a 5-man face check happened.
HQ, they spent this whole time though, you know, while there was all the shenanigans, they got deep wards on both jungle buffs. So they are looking for where Dandy's going to start. That signals to me that Nas wants to do something very early on. He wants to counter this route from Dandy.
Or we see now AHQ actually forcing the 2v2 because they saw the bottom lane from Samson White at the blue buff. This should mean Nash would walk down to this bottom lane because there's no flash from Mata and set up the potential first blood. He's gonna get the blue buff first and then he's gonna run down there.
Yeah, he started red, yeah.
Yeah, he should actually start a blue buff. That was kind of weird. Maybe it defeats the whole purpose, or maybe he doesn't even want to go bot lane.
So I didn't think I was going to be asking this question really at any point during this World Championship, but Twisted Fate versus Katarina in the middle lane. How is this one going to go?
Pawn actually playing it fairly well here. He gets the early level 2 jumping on to westdoor, but here's the rebuttal.
A bit of damage, and you'd think that he's killed him there. There is the knock-up on towards Mata. Can they finish him off? Let's not forget he's got no flash. Get it, going low. AHQ, they're going to get hit him.
What are you doing?
Going low. The first one goes to GreenTea. The teleport's coming in, then cancelled down the bottom lane. GreenTea goes away. That was all a bit strange.
I have no idea why GarnetDevil just didn't last him. I'm not sure if the ward is outside the bush and he couldn't see him.
Yeah, he done it well. Yeah, GreenTea had to clean that one up, but I also don't know why Prydz canceled his TP. Think they could have finished it. Now he's a sitting duck under this turret, and they're going for the dive.
Oh, Dandy coming into this one. Prydz, decent HP, but what can he do? Level 3, there's Dandy diving in. The flash comes around the side. The tank from Kayle. There is the room.
That's what he can do.
Down.
Nice play here. A bit too aggressive by Dandy, and forcing a flash as well. AHQ, man. Great start.
Giving as good as they take in the early game here. Nice even trade. They even got the experience onto somebody for that tower dive. Nas was in range.
Chaotic start to this one, that's for sure. Mata going to get himself some deep wards down on the red side of AHQ's jungle. This mid lane so far, Pawn doing really well there. Ahead in farm at these early stages. surely continue to be aggressive on that one.
Oh, I just had to go back and watch the fight in the bottom lane. GarnetDevil, he cancels his own auto attack. And then GreenTea actually picks up the kill. Teleport was cancelled, actually ended up giving a 1-for-1 in top lane as well. So overall, AHQ definitely here to play.
Dandy is waiting outside of the Dragon Pit. There's no ward down there. Trying to lure GarnetDevil and GreenTea out the hook. Goes flashing by. Dandy's moved forward now. They're not going to spot him until the last second. Going for GarnetDevil. That's a two-man play coming in. GarnetDevil flashes away.
Nice little move here. There was sadly no hook for GreenTea, so he couldn't actually pull anyone under the turret. He had just used it on him, but tried to hit him. Didn't actually work. And Nas down towards the bottom lane.
That was a quick clear of that pink ward. So that's definitely going to hurt Samsung White a little bit. Nas does get down to the bottom lane as well, trying to answer gank for gank. Lane gank here for Lucian. This is all about the GreenTea setup.
Let's see. Steps forward.
No summoners for GarnetDevil though.
And that's going to show himself, so...
He's going to push it out there.
The hook coming in towards GreenTea. They pulled him into tower range. Oh, they're going to finish him off. One more auto attack would have done it. There is him, going aggressive. He gets the kill on GreenTea. Can he take on it?
Oh my!
And the lantern to escape to safety. Amazing.
Imp is such a bold AD carry. He flashes over to get the kill and finishes off the second one, relying on Mata for the escape here. So confident.
That was such a nice setup. Let's just see it again.
Yeah, watch the first thing here. Man, those reactions from Imp. But Nas takes the burst here from Imp. By taking that Q, he blocked the skill shot from Imp and made Imp flash in to finish this one off. But then, he's right next to GarnetDevil. As we said, no summoners for GarnetDevil, so he had no answer to get out of that one.
And just a lovely setup here. I mean, you dash and then you flash instantly after, so you also would get the double tap and make sure you get close enough to get the kill. Nice little setup here, and
again,
up this top lane. Round two.
Round two.
Now they have a Kayle ulti though.
Fight, and I'm not sure it's going to work out too well for Prydz. He is going to get Dandy locked up. Wow! He used the intervention for those early stages. Meanwhile, westdoor forced away. Actually won't be too much of a problem. But again, a 1-for-1 trade up top.
So Prydz might lose a lot of CS on this, but he's still getting the kills on Ryze early on. He does have teleport as well, so he can just go straight back to this top lane, pick up some more farm. Luba might look to go back to base as well.
Pink ward here. Nas looking to take advantage of the ward coverage in this lane once again. But wave shoved all the way up the turret, and he gets seen on the exit path. Okay, now we want to watch Dandy, because Dandy's so good at taking any little bit of information on the enemy jungle. Let's see where he has. Blue buff just spawned.
Probably blue buff.
He's just probably going to go get that. Yeah, probably the blue buff.
Well played, Dandy. Well played.
He does have a mid laner who doesn't take blue buff, so that's always great for KhaZix. Definitely one of his favorites, yeah. So, simple answer there.
And well, with that, Dandy's also going to know where Naz is, right, from the start as well?
Yes.
Well, the thing is, he got that information, 20 seconds ago. You can extrapolate how long it will take Lee Sin to get across the map. He's still aware that he's on this side of the map, just not quite sure what camp he's on.
Oh, but look at the Naz spade here. He's going to recall after the red buff. So suddenly, Dandy has no idea where he is. And up in this top lane, actually both the top laners decided not to use teleport, so saving it for a potential dragon or maybe a fight down this bottom lane. I mean, there's a ward behind Imp and Mata right now. Prydz could try and go for the teleport, but he probably wants to sit in lane and also get his level 6, but he's been denied a lot of form.
Dandy himself has just hit level 6 here and will be stealing away a Wraith camp. Let's see. Lucian coming in. Is he going to die? It looks like they might want to go behind the turret here. And this is dangerous. Naz is there. Dandy realizing that one. He says, nope, I'm jumping back out into the Wraith camp. No kill coming in there for Samsung White. And Naz in the right place at the right time.
I have to credit a lot of Pawn's power in this mid lane is due to the aggressive way he's playing this matchup. He keeps on Shunpo over to the ranged minions to be able to get off his quick harass onto westdoor whenever there's an opening in between the wild cards and the pick-a cards.
And it's the same way we've seen him play like Talon, where he will just jump in with his ulti every single time, get you low, and then he can safely stay in lane because you're just waiting for the ulti to be ready again, or if you even get too close, you know he can finish you.
And he backed that up with the cloth 5 start, so he can continue to go for those aggressive trades, chug the potions, and then rushing his Sork shoes for the extra move speed and spell penetration. Level
As down
6.
this bottom lane. They don't know there's a ward. There it is!
Oh, Black! There is a lantern! Stand on the lantern! Oh, yes, it's the red silicon! And the from westdoor!
Such a nice setup. There was a ward and Samurai were just standing on it. They're going for Dragon now.
Prydz is recalling to purchase before this Dragon too. There's no way that Looper even has vision on him. He could easily teleport down to join the rest of the team. Sensum are collapsing. They're going to need that teleport. Put a ward down.
This could be dangerous.
Teleportable Kayle
coming in. Ward will allow them to get across the hook. Lands onto GarnetDevil. There's the dive in. Pawn in the back, going to get exhausted. What's he going to do? He's on towards GreenTea. Dandy will dive over. It's reset city for Samsung White. They're cleaning up here. Pawn gets another one. It's an ace for White, and they only lose Mata.
And everyone from AHQ, they went for Mata. I'm not sure why you're jumping on the support here. You have the Katarina jumping in. They managed to get the first interrupt from GreenTea, but then as soon as Looper joined and the ulti was ready, onto Pawn, he could just finish it up and a mid tower.
I believe Nas did get the smite off, so at least they won the smite war before getting destroyed. All right, so teleport does come in. They're in a good range. Yeah, they do. They focus everything on Mata.
3 people.
Whereas the rest of the team, Dandy gets too many resets, actually. Jumps over for the last one. Yeah, just such an easy cleanup there after all the resets and the damage sustained from Dragon. They used the TF teleport, they used the Ryze rune prison, pretty much everything focusing down Mata. He's, not only is he known as the god, but looks like he will be the sacrifice as well for Samsung White. And it earns them the mid turret after all the kills as well.
Yeah, I think he'll be calling Worth on that one.
Yeah.
Well, Prydz stepping out, and Looper says, hello, I'm coming for you here. With that stinger in there, has he got the damage? Prydz is going to flash it.
It's not been a fun lane for Prydz up here. While he did get 2 kills because Danny was diving him from level 4, he's still just been denied so much experience, so much farm. Tower will go down as well. So even though Dandy's been so aggressive, maybe even too aggressive, it's paying off for Samsung White.
Taking a while, but
smack that.
Will be able to hammer it down. GreenTea coming to mid, but he stood on top of a ward. Pawn needs to be real careful here. The Q is actually going to land, and he goes over to the ward and says, nope, you're not going to kill me there. Meanwhile, GreenTea, where's the hook? He doesn't quite land onto GreenTea. And a bit of a messy engage there from both sides of things. In the end, no kills. Imp's done a lot of damage onto this bottom tower, though.
I like how westdoor did pop his ultimate there. He was going to follow immediately, at expecting Pawn to jump that wall, but once the ultimate revealed the rest of Samsung White coming in, he backed off. Good safe play.
And look at the build here from westdoor. Full cooldown reduction early on. He just needs as many ultis as possible so he can try and just gank, get a few kills for his team. I actually like the pickups for him, just because he wants to snowball.
Oh, GreenTea going to come running in from this one, this bottom, thanks to that warden. Well, he gets slowed down. Meanwhile, Imp takes that bottom turret out, the third one of the game. The entire outer ring now gone from AHQ's side. And they weren't able to quite collapse. And look at Samsung White, just trying to stranglehold them inside their own jungle.
Yep, they're trying to clear out the vision. They haven't been able to completely do it. Dandy does snag that red buff.
GreenTea actually, they're focusing on towards Looper on the top side. Oh, coming in, intervention.
AHQ.
Gold card comes down. Superman, the death rocket came through as well there, but they look to close down there on towards Prydz. It's 2 for 1 in the end. Again, split up across the jungle.
Yeah, it looks like this time Looper is the martyr, not Mata. They only have to sacrifice 1, but they only got 2 kills out of this time. 2 kills and red buff control.
That was a nice kill on Looper though. Stun came in from westdoor and then he just delayed his wildcards until the ulti was just about to expire, throw it, and actually end up killing him. Let's see the rest of the fight.
So, yeah, they go in with 4 people, try and get it away, but Dandy with a good smite.
And they're basically just chasing up here. I mean, so it's 4 members because Looper up in his top lane is against 2 members. Nice one to Nas, and then again, reset city.
Yeah, there's no way that they're going to escape from now on. I like the ultimate from GarnetDevil as well. Everybody was focused on that execution of Looper, but they had no means of escape from these jumping assassins.
So let's have a look then as we hit 14 minutes on the clock. 4,300 gold lead for Samsung White, and that is a big vote in their favor. I mean, if you just look at the form of these 2 teams, the results so far, it was clear to really see, although I say that, and of course we look back to Dark Passage's big vote in that last game. But Samsung White here, not being the cleanest of games, especially if you look towards those dives there towards Dandy in the top lane, but they're still getting the job done.
And it's also credit to AHQ here for really playing the early game well, and the setup down the bottom lane with GreenTea where they managed to get the kill. Yes, okay, the teamfighter Dragon was executed pretty poorly, but still, they are making the plays. They want to challenge Samsung White, don't want to just sit back and let them win the game.
Right now, though, they're going to have to sit back and give up control of this red side jungle. All of Samsung have flooded in. Let's see, they just have to worry about those picks now to know who's going to get the first hook this time. Because one hook landing for Samsung White. They all jump in on the target.
One hook landing from GreenTea.
Hey, he's landed them on it before.
Oh.
Waiting in the brush, was spotted out. Culling gonna come through, and it's a lot of damage there onto GreenTea. Oh, wow! Master dives in the middle, point in there as well. They're gonna be picking up more kills as the resets come down once again. That is 3 for Samsung White. The turret will fall as well.
So Imp almost face checked the bush here with GreenTea, but then he placed the ward and then he had the minions as well. And instantly the rest of Samsung White just moved behind the tower. They take the fight once again, set it up beautifully, and there's just so many resets and so much damage already. I mean, we're only 15 minutes in.
Yeah, there's no threat in that bush. There's no damage to back up GreenTea. Everybody else was huddling behind the turret.
So you're telling me GreenTea wouldn't be able to one-on-one him? I disagree.
Let's see what Bada can do, though. The flash over the Flame Choppers to get the 3-man play. What a setup. Dandy and Pond playing leapfrog over here towards the turret as well.
So, where do AHQ go from here?
Dragon, get another fight. See if you can, like, if Katarina jumps in a bit too early, try and land a stun and hope Looper is sleeping and maybe take him down, and you can actually win the fight.
I mean, because they have Looper split pushing, there is that small window.
Exactly.
Teleport does not come in instantly. They will have to wait for it. If they have that small window of burst,
they just have to land the hook from GreenTea. Kill him before teleport from Looper comes in, and then they actually have a 5 versus 4.
So ward's cleared, though. There is one in the back of the pit there from AHQ, and there's no one near it. They've given this one up. Although Samsung White not exactly focusing on the Dragon there. Right, let's have a bit of a chat while we do this. Finally, they do group up. They are going to take it.
And you can tell, Samsung White, even in this game, they're not leaving those openings. They had Looper walk halfway down. That's why they were waiting. They wanted to make sure that he was close enough that they'd be able to close up any opening there with the Kayle ultimate if something crazy happened.
They did actually ping the Baron as well. So maybe they were afraid AHQ could just rush straight for the Baron here, but obviously they were not in a position to do it. Also be extremely risky so early in the game.
Yeah, I think Samsung White at this stage of the game with that team might have had time to recall and then walk to the Baron afterwards before it was dead. The way they're sat on a very solid goal
Shoot
lead
the
at
ground.
Point. 2-0-8 Katarina, 5-1-3 for Lucian, 6-1-5 for Looper on Kayle as well.
Oh man, and Pawn is almost done with his Zanyas as well. After you finish that, it's just so hard to lock down that Katarina. So tricky. You can wait in stasis until the Shunpo comes back up, even if they go too deep. I do like also how he focused on the early spell penetration and magic resistance reduction, trying to get a lot of early damage on all these members of AHQ who have no magic resistance. The flat reductions really pay off there.
Check out all the wards here from AHQ. They're definitely ready for Samsung White to go into their jungle, and then it's all about AHQ now finding the pick, because top side, 2 pink wards, like 5 green wards as well. They are ready.
Yeah, this is how you want to switch your vision. You switch your vision to the battlefield. They know they're going to be on the defensive, so they bring everything back here. Only problem is they get...
Oh, great flash from him though. Gets out just in time. GreenTea accurate with that one, but they just couldn't lock him down fast enough.
What a pull though, and it does award them the flash from Imp. So next one that lands.
Well, let's see here. All 5 members from Samsung White moving to this top side, and AHQ ready. Manta, land the hook onto him.
Whoa, just away from the hook, but they're going to close in onto him. The rest of Samsung White come around though. Pawn going to be ripping through them. Resets come in. He can just turn around and move to the other side. He's gone over the wall here into the base. Might be a little bit deep, to be honest. He's going to have to wait until Shunpo is ready for him to jump back over to Dandy.
But we did see a small opening. jumping over. We did see a small opening here because Lupa wasn't actually there in time, so Mata could have gone down, sadly. Hook missed, and also, yeah, the face of the mountain very early on here. Should be another tower for Samsung White. GreenTea, man, you gotta land those hooks.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give credit to Samsung White. This team that they have takes a lot of precision to pull off early. And now that they've got this gold accumulated, they can go extremely deep. And you're seeing them here. They're going very, very far. Whoop.
Oh, who are you going to go for? Are you going to go for anyone? There's no gun to GreenTea. He's dead before he can do anything. Him step forward as well, trying to lock down westdoor here. He's got the gold card pulled. Well, that's going to time out. And Paul jumps on top of him. The exhaust not enough to save him.
Once again, AHQ just...
That's silence, guys.
No.
This is our
We were ready. We were ready.
Let us off with a warning. Thank you, Joe. You're so benevolent.
This is a Baron.
Pick it up. Come on, it's going.
It's a Baron. This is the replay. All right, GarnetDevil, he's dead already. The rest of AHQ actually knows ulti from westdoor as well to join in, but at the moment, every time there is a fight, Samsung White will just clean up all the kills,
and they got a Baron. You can easily get right back out too. That's why they are not hesitating to dive these turrets. They're gonna get the kill.
And the reason.
So we saw that Baron finished off in the bottom left as the replay was going on, which means items galore. Lupa, Death Cap now added in on top of his Nash's Tooth. Zhonya's done, along with that Abyssal Scepter, and we're going to be seeing a Void Staff coming out next for Pawn. If he wasn't coming up with the goods earlier, you could even argue that I'm just totally off the mark with that 5-0-10 Katarina. Going to be stinging even more. Meanwhile, you've got Imp with that Static Shift, Brutalizer, Infinity Edge combo compared to GarnetDevil's Infinity Edge. There's a massive disparity in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I do really always like the Katarina builds that do not focus on rushing Death Cap. She doesn't scale incredibly well with flat AP anymore. So he gets all this penetration focus and then the utility focus for the Zhonyas for survivability and waiting out for those resets.
Let's see what AHQ wants to do. I mean, they have EDG. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow they play them, but if they do manage to beat EDG, I actually still feel there's a small chance they can get out of the group stage as long as EDG lose to Dark Passage and Samsung White. So it's not 100% over yet. And again, they're just using these games here just to pick up as much as they can and try and learn them. We saw some good plays in the early game, so they clearly came in with a plan of saying, let's just try and get these few kills early on and then see what we can do with it. But obviously Samsung White, keep talking about it, they are just so good.
Well, it's just so hard to stop resets at this point. Everybody is a very vulnerable target.
Oh, Mata going in there once again. GreenTea going to go down before he can do anything. Meanwhile, Dandy is in the backside. They're going for Naz. There's another reset. And westdoor going to try and run for his life. But Pawn walking in there will finish him off with another ultimate. And that will be an ace for Samsung White. They don't lose a single man.
And these team fights are just so fast because get one kill and instantly the second guy will die as well. So every time they just engage, people die within a second.
That should be a couple of extra turrets here too. I mean, they are not focusing on getting the objectives. They're focusing on clearing out every champion before, and then it leaves them the opening to clean up buildings here. Let's see. Diligent as ever though, even in a game where they're 6-26. They take the time to put the wards down as they exit the enemy base. They've got wards still all over this red side jungle. westdoor, where's he going with this? Oh, he went to go farm.
Just maybe getting the time on the dragon. I wanted to see if anyone from Samsung White was waiting. This might actually bait him because he saw them do the dragon and then the ulti disappeared. So he has no idea they actually jumped over the wall and didn't go back to shop. Oh, some of them didn't go back to shop.
Smart decision there from westdoor to actually back away, I think, from that bottom lane. Losing the vision on Samsung White, who are stealing away another red buff. They've done it time and time again. Yeah, stopping Naz from having anything. I mean, Naz is level 10 at this point. Not really able to match up to the likes of Pawn. It's 4 levels and a whole host of items above him. There it is, Pawn diving in, going for GarnetDevil. Can they get the kill? There it is. Intervention as Naz kicks Pawn away, but they may just go underneath the tower. Dandy certainly is. There's the shutdown onto Pawn, but him going mad as well underneath those 2 Nexus turrets. They end up getting 2 for 1, and they're going to back away, waiting for those minions on the bottom lane.
Yep, get all the kills, and then turn around back to clean up the buildings here. Take down the inhibitor before they leave.
Well, there's still 3 members from AHQ, but we'll actually get it. So first inhibitor for Samson White. Didn't actually get their mid one after the aced.
So they
before.
Yeah, and they don't have TF ultimate right now, so it's pretty hard for them to continue this chase. And very dangerous.
Look at it dashes away. That's followed through. He went off to the ward as well. He's still running for this one. He's going to have 2 men chasing. There is Prydz coming down on towards Dandy. Shutdown comes in for westdoor. Naz, no, doesn't go down. Lupa's not got the damage there. Couldn't hit him with the range. Will heal and speed himself up. Prydz still going as Mata takes down GreenTea at the back of the red pit. I don't think westdoor followed him through on that one. Destiny's coming up in a split second time. He's going to be in time here, surely, for him to get in. Lupa speeds himself up. Prydz is coming back. Mata's coming back. Lupa goes low, but here comes Port right onto the top of them. 1 kill. Second one will be following in here a second. Naz, I don't know how he lived through all of that, but he's still running up the ring.
Still running.
Pond is hot on his heels as well. Can he hop over the wall to Mata? Okay, forward.
Naz himself.
Oh, beautiful.
Forward half 2.
Beautiful. I really like the Mata bait down this bottom lane. He gives the lantern to him. Him clicks it, and then GreenTea just fires the hook and hooks him in and kills him.
Mata's still going here. Oh, throws the hook over towards GreenTea, but he was already speeding away. So a crazy fight down on that bottom side. And, well, I mean, you know how long it lasts. Pawn dies 25 minutes into the game, respawns, and then walks all the way back in there to keep going.
And gets a couple kills by the time he gets there.
Didn't kill Nas, though, which is the important one.
Yeah, Nas played that beautifully. He was in that fight the entire time, too, by the way.
He was the guy who killed him, I believe, actually, and then he just started running and running and running.
Now, Deficio.
Kobe.
Never mind, we got action.
Yeah, Dandy coming in. GarnetDevil is going to go low from this one as well. With Cullen doing a lot of damage. Here comes Port, uses the Zonias there. And that's allowed AHQ, funnily enough, to run away from things. Not enough damage. And him also went in aggressive there. But this turret, I think, is going to be going down. Port is still pretty low. They're going to have big heals coming out from Lupa. And that's the second inhibitor of the game. Going to be finished off here for Samson White.
And every single time they fight, Samson White always comes out on top with just a few more kills. Well, then again, they are pretty damn far ahead, so it would be very surprising if they didn't actually come out ahead in these fights.
All right, let's see if they can isolate anybody. A hook from GreenTea and an ultimate from westdoor might be the thing that they need.
This is the battle plan.
They've got Dandy in the base. All right, let's see. So, Deficio, we've already gotten a warning from Joe. I'm actually kind of curious what the punishment is if we do it deliberately again. It might be worth it just to figure it out.
Don't test me. It's only going to be bad news for you.
Okay, I changed my mind.
Mata walking in there and scanning up basically nothing. I was wondering what he was stood on top of. And AHQ actually starting to move up towards that Baron area. The pawn. Oh, Prydz gone out of position completely here. Imp will actually take that one. Cullen went through towards GarnetDevil as well. Let's not forget, super minions coming down middle and that bottom lane. That gives so much pressure onto AHQ to defend the base and defend the Baron at the same time.
And it's always fun to see how Imp is actually using his ulti on Lucian just to get someone low. And then whenever fights start, Pong can jump in, and then he can jump in, and you get the reset instantly. Like every single time we see the ulti from Imp, it's just used before the fight, get someone low, and set it up for the potential team fight. Yeah,
it's that combo with the Ardent Blaze as well, so he can pursue his enemies.
Oh, hook from GreenTea, sidestep there by Mata. And they're just going to come straight towards the final inhibitor turret, which stands in this top lane. Bottom inhibitors respawn. Dandy actually diving in there. Early intervention. GreenTea at the back will be falling. Does that give them enough to go through? The Super Mega Death Rocket getting 3 points for going straight through the middle of the team. Oh! Shut down, and that allows Pond to get right onto the next of them, and that is another one. Only westdoor surviving, and that's going to be inhibitor going down here, and probably the game for Samson White.
A lot of minions coming into the base here. Imp going for another kill.
Power dive incoming!
They're going for it. That wasn't brilliantly done, Mata, but okay, we'll let you off for that one because the Nexus turrets are already being focused down. westdoor has now healed up. What's he going to do? Throws the stun towards Pawn. There's Dandy diving in. Pawn's on the fountain. He gets finished off as well. The Nexus is down to half, and they're still chasing here. It's GreenTea on towards Dandy. Imp comes out for more, but the Nexus goes down, and Samsung White pick up another win.
I can't believe they left Mata hanging there at the end. He was already
It was revenge. He killed him earlier.
Yeah, he didn't want to take the lantern this time around.
Still though, I mean, AHQ, they come in, they play aggressive early on, see what they can do, so Samsung White had to work a little bit harder here than we've seen earlier.
And it was such a fun team from Samsung White to choose this time around.
So it wasn't even a bad team. It was actually pretty good. As soon as you got one kill, sweep the whole team.
Yeah, it worked out well.
What was Pawn's final score there, by the way? 12?
12-2 and 16.
Okay, so Katarina bans throughout the rest of the tournament.
It's going to be the MVP pick in the final. If Samsung White makes it to the final.
If they make it. We've still got a long way to go before we get to that kind of stage. And we also have to say that AHQ, it's not quite over for them just yet. They're going to have to rely on some other victories to work in their favor where they've got no influence on, which is never a position you want to be in. But, you know, this team, again, second seed coming out of Southeast Asia. We heard the crowd here behind them once again getting their round of applause as they head off the stage. And they've put on a great show for us there. And honestly, they had some good moves in that game.
They did, and they kind of had to. Also, when you pick like the Blitzcrank early on, we talked about how they could maybe have gone for more like safe comp and just try like siege down towers, be as boring as possible to sit and wave clear forever and get a few towers. But that's not the tactic they want to use. It's not the tactic we have seen them use in GPL as well, where they are this very aggressive like pick team, assassin team as well. So they want to play the style. In the end, you're against Samsung White.
They did execute several of the plays well that they're supposed to do with that team, though. They had the bottom lane focus with GreenTea landing flash hooks into westdoor teleporting down to secure kills. So parts of it were working for them in the very early game, and they actually traded quite a few kills, you know, before that first dragon fight.
So I'm hearing that we actually have a replay to look at from that one. We get to actually have a replay in front of us. +1 towards